Hi there, my name is Faith Hibbs Clark, and I am the founder of the Communication Method for Actors, the science-based acting method that gets results. So today I'm going to be talking to you about something that I find kind of curious because it happens to actors at all levels. As many of you know, I work with beginning actors, working actors, and even celebrity actors. And what I can tell you is that all of these levels suffer from this particular situation. It's called the acting imposter syndrome. And it's a high sense of self-doubt. So instead of attributing their success to their skills and their hard work, they'll often downplay that success and attribute it to something as careless as luck. So I want to talk a little bit about this subject this week because it crops up so often that I think to myself, hey, it's time to talk about it. Now, if you're thinking, I don't know, Faith, do I have this? Is this something that I deal with? Well, let's take a quick little test. I want to talk to you a little bit about some of the things that might indicate that you suffer from acting imposter syndrome. First of all, if you're always looking for perfection, okay, that might be a sign. You don't have to be perfect. I know personally, I find this very difficult. I'll sometimes not do something because I want it to be absolutely perfect. And I started to work on this a number of years ago, and I got to the point where I thought to myself, done is better than perfect. The other thing that you might look at is that you attribute everything in your life that happens well or goes right to a matter of luck. It isn't luck, baby. It's you. You worked for it. You did this. You put into motion all of the things that would make that come about. The other thing is that you're unable to recognize success. So in other words, instead of celebrating your accomplishments, you actually worry that people might see the truth about you, and that you tend to isolate those successes down to these little moments, and you think to yourself, well, these are just such small things. What you need to do instead is look at the big picture. See what all of those small successes add up to mean. And that's how other people see you. That's how you're viewed. And that's how you should view yourself. Now, of course, a big one is the fear of failure. Fear of failure is a huge one because we will often not take risks because we think that we might fail. So my solution to this is set some challenging goals, but not so unrealistic that you're never going to get there or it's going to take you a really long time. So make sure that you're not setting yourself up for failure. Okay? So, and the last thing that we're going to talk about to see if maybe you're suffering from actor imposter syndrome is that you have a difficult time asking for help. Now, being a casting director, I often will get actors who don't want to ask me a question. And it's okay to ask the casting director a question. Now, make sure, of course, that that's an intelligent question, not something that's already provided for you in the instructions. But I also noticed this with training, that often actors don't want to speak up. In fact, some actors don't even want to get training at all, which seems kind of hard to understand. But they're so afraid of asking for help because they don't want to seem as though they need something. Successful people need help. No man is an island. You can't do this alone. You've heard all of these expressions. So it's time that you start actually taking that to heart. In other words, it's time to start asking and getting some help. All right, well, hopefully if you did say yes to some of these things that you're going to subscribe, and you can subscribe at www.cmfatraining.com. Subscribe because I'm going to be sending out a little mini lesson this week that has all to do with imposter syndrome and how to hopefully manage it and even overcome it. So I'm going to give you some wonderful tips on that. So much more. And of course, if you're interested in applying acting science to your auditions, then make sure you check out our Foundations auditioning class. We've got a couple of those coming up in the next couple of months. So take a look at those, and I'll see you soon.